And of course, on inquiry, I was told who she was. And even before the inquiry, something jumped out of me to identify with her. I saw in her a wife, and I became very, very restless. Good evening, viewers, and welcome back to the videos of my life story. In the last episode, I told you about how I met my wife based on prophetic prayers said by Professor Chuta of blessed memory. That came to materialize almost within 1 month after that prayer. And so in December 1992, I had visited village as usual and visited my auntie's house, which was one of my routine then, that whenever I get to the village, I will visit a number of my aunties. And so I visited this auntie, Mrs. Owowo, and saw a young lady who was having her hair plaited by my sister's, my senior cousin's daughter. And of course, on inquiry, I was told who she was. And even before the inquiry, something jumped out of me to identify with her. I saw in her a wife, and I became very, very restless and spoke to my auntie, and then called the daughter, and then had an arrangement for the young lady who was in final year in university to visit me during the holidays. I think this happened about 28th, 29th of December. Precisely on 30th or so, my auntie's daughter brought her to my house. And of course, my family house, mother and relations, everybody, we entertained. But I also had a private time to talk to her that, look, I would like to get married to you. And for her, she couldn't understand how I came to that conclusion. But I know that the prayers that Prof said was working, and God had intervened in a situation that has lingered for years. I had made effort, and each time I make such effort, it never worked out. And in this one, God arranged everything, and I just met her and spoke to her. She said, well, she will go and think about it. And we parted ways. Of course, I didn't stop at that. I think on the New Year Day, I also still visited her. But all these things were happening at the back of her own mother. She lost her father earlier part of her life, and the mother was like the alter ego for her. So she was in the village on holidays with the uncle and the wife. And that discussion ended like that, but she gave me contacts that after her final year exams, she will be moving over to Lagos to be with the mother and hope to serve in Lagos State. Of course, when she got back to Lagos, I was lucky to be posted to Ota for youth service. I followed up quickly by traveling to Lagos, spent some days in order to see how I could get to see her, and also get to see her mother, who was the main person in her life at that point that could be part of this decision making. And I succeeded in seeing the mother, who was an auntie to the wife of my bosom friend, Mr. Bright Muhammad, who was also working in Lagos. Then through his facilitation, we were able to see the mother of my wife, or my would-be wife then. And it surprised me that at my first introduction and presentation, my late mother-in-law rejected and said no, that that's not what she wants, that at least the daughter should, now that she's a graduate, of course the first in that immediate family, she should work, and some other reasons, but some of them that were very clear was the fact that I was not already established. And of course her hope was that somebody through marriage would be of help to her, particularly in training up the two other younger children. My wife had a senior sister and a junior sister, and then the boy as the last born of the family. I came to know all this through my friend, Mr. Bright Muhammad, who now told me that it's not only about the girl walking. The woman is worried that this girl, if we must marry, he must marry somebody who can be of assistance to the family. By then, by her own assessments, my late mother-in-law felt that, look, this is a beginner. When will he really come to be of help? Well, we continued to plead with her, and of course the wife of my friend is one of the younger cousins who really did a great job of telling her that, look, when Bright came to marry me, my own family, immediate family, said the same thing. But today, Bright was a manager in a company, was living in a duplex in Ikeja, and had fleet of cars, and that she was comfortable, that who knows what this Roland man will be in future. And that again must be ordained by God, prophetic utterances. I think that was the last conviction that my mother-in-law made her to soft pedal. And of course, my second visit to Lagos, it was a little bit more receptive. And trust me, immediately my wife finished the service. In fact, she visited Mina once, and then when she finished youth service, I came to Lagos. We planned to do our traditional marriage. That's in December 1993. And in that traditional marriage, the mother, every member of the family was in attendance, and they gave her to me in marriage, the whole family. And that was the beginning of my family life. We had to come back to Mina together, and then things began to move. I can stop here to say that that marriage had produced 3 young boys, young men, and a daughter. So I will tell you further about the blessings of the marriage in the next video. Thank you.
Do not believe that God hears and answers prayers. Habonta met the wife-to-be within a month of the prayer that Prof prayed. You would have thought that it would be an easy sail, that it would just be an easy road for him. It wasn't exactly so, but God prepared destiny helpers. That Mr. Bright Muhammadi that he called and his wife were the people that God used to convince the mother of Edith Edith is the girl in question. I happen to know her. Listen, nothing really happens by chance if you're a child of God. The steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord because God delights in him. God has taken control. God is a God of plans and purposes. No, it's not by chance that anything happens in the life of a child of God. Before ever, Abonta saw Edith in the village. God saw her. Before Abonta spoke to her, God made all that plan. And for the person to convince the mother, God made the plan. Your life is in God's hands. But have you known him as a father? Is God your father? Is God in control of your life? Or you are too wise for him still? I've told you before, humble yourself under the almighty hand of God. Then he will be the one to lift you up. Surrender your life to Jesus if you have not. That video clip titled The Challenge is coming up. Pray the prayer in it with me. Give your life to Jesus. Hand over that life, and the person who knows how to run lives successfully will take over. That is it. Okay, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Forward these videos to your friends. Let them see how God is intervening in the lives of people. Hand over their lives to him, and God will bless you.